This is how to configure candidate, client, or contact skills in TrackerRMS. If we click on the Tools button, inside of the Resourcing Tools section, you'll have Skill Lists and Skill Profile Builder. We'll go over skill lists in just a second, but first we'll access the Skill Profile Builder, which is where skills can be broken down. So first, you'll want to build them out into categories. This is going to be important so that you can put a little bit of structure around it so they're easier to find instead of just having them be listed out alphabetically if you get to a point where you have 50, 100 skills on the system. So here, we could have our first category be IT skills, and you can have them be visible within one department or all, and that will build out our first category. Next, we'll want to build out our areas, where here we could say within IT skills, we want it to be languages as our next section. So now I hit OK, and it's built out our area. Now we can build out our skills within that particular area. So here, if we hit New Skill, we want to pick our category, and then we want to pick our area. Our first skill that we're going to put in here is going to be ASP. So skills can either be a yes or no value. It can be a list where you would draw from a fixed list, or it can be a value where you would put in a numerical value along with it. So yes, no is going to be the most common skill that you're going to use. It's whether they have it or they don't. And the important section down below is going to be the parser keywords. So what this is when a skill is, that particular word is picked up on a resume that's parsed in, it will assign that skill out automatically. So you can enter in multiple words if there are variances of that word you wanted to pick up. And at the bottom, you can also choose to make it case sensitive if you want. So here we can hit OK and add another. And now we can go down to our next one, and we could say we also want to add in C#. You'll see the keyword we're update, and we can hit OK and add another. We could add in our third skill here, which would be .NET. I can hit OK and add another. And then if I wanted to do Java, I could keep on building these out. And then the last one here I'll put in is SQL, hit OK and add another. And then we'll see here that those have now all been added in. So we can hit Save and Close. We can also just hit Cancel, which you'll notice that when you leave the page here, they won't be showing. But if I hit F5 to refresh my screen, we'll see all of those will now appear, and we'll start to build out our skill tree. So let's say we wanted to go in and change one of those. I can open up that individual skill, and I could either remove those parser keywords if we found out that we're getting a lot of people skilled up that we don't want, or I can add in additional words right from here. I can also delete that skill by hitting delete. So let's build out one more category and area we could see. So we could have a category that could be general. We could say area here, and I want to put it under there, and this could be languages. So now under this section, we can go in and we can add out our individual skills. We could grab general, we could grab languages, and we could say, I want one for English. I want to add one for Spanish. I want to add one for German, so on and so forth. Now, one of the things you'll notice that each time we're hitting OK, it's adding that skill. So one of the things that happens is you'll hit Save and Close, and what it's actually doing is it's going to process that last skill that you entered twice. So when you're done, if you're hitting OK and add another, you can just hit Cancel. But if you have noticed that you've accidentally duplicated that, all I have to do is go in there and hit Delete Skill, and it will remove that single skill from this page. So that's how we can build out the different skills using the categories and areas to organize them from to start to build out a skill list inside of here. Now let's also go in and show you guys how we can use the list for skills. So this is where if I wanted it to not only be a yes or no, but I want to tag it to a list here, I could build out a list with one line for each of these. So here we could say we want to build one out and we want the skill name to be area of practice. Now we could build out the individual areas here, hit OK, and that's going to build out a list that you can tag to that specific skill. So now we have 7 different values that are in there. Now if we go back into Tools and go into our Skill Profile Builder here, we could add in a new area if we wanted under General, and we could say we want this to be areas of practice. It'll drop in a brand new area. We could also add in a new skill here, drop it into General and areas of practice, and this could be called areas of practice as well. Now if we change that from yes, no to a list value, we can now grab that list and tag it to the area of practice list. So what will happen is it can now tag out against that particular list. I can hit save and close. And we now have a skill that's built out that will attach to that particular list instead of just having it be a yes or no value. So the next type of skill we'll look at is building in a value-based list. So let's say we wanted to use our general category, and we'll build a brand new area here, and we'll call this one testing. We can add an area that could be testing, and under the new skill, you guys may have a test that we want to keep track of. So we can select that, and we could say test score. Under skill type, we can pick a value, and inside of that value now, it will give us a value that we can select from. So if I hit save and close, we've now entered that in, and it's a value type of skill.